Okay, picture this. The studio lights are glaring down on you. That iconic, stressful music is about to start playing. You're sitting in third place on a national pop culture game show, and the final round is finally here. So what do? Do you play it safe, protect your pride, and just kind of hope the frontrunners stumble? Or do you wager absolutely everything on one single question? It's the ultimate test of nerve, and it's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing a play-by-play analysis of a truly thrilling 60-second final Jeopardy round from Pop Culture Jeopardy! Because, beneath all the flashing lights and the trivia itself, there's actually a fascinating layer of raw math, high-stakes strategy, and deep pop culture knowledge that totally separates the true champions from the rest of the pack.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the final challenge.
Before the final clue even drops, the contestants get their battleground. The category? Celebrity homes. And the clock is incredibly unforgiving. They have a strict 30-second time limit. Literally just 30 seconds to scour their brains for every single piece of pop culture trivia they've ever learned about where the rich and famous live. You can practically feel the pressure in the room as they lock in their wagers.
And going into this final round, the point gap is just wild. The AMC B-listers are sitting in third place with 5,200 points. Anita and Erica have a solid 9,800. But then you have Jonathan and McShane, who are coming into the final round with a massive 32,600 points. I mean, they aren't just winning, they're absolutely dominating. It just really shows you the massive mountain the two trailing teams have to climb if they want any shot at staying relevant in the game.
Moving right along to Section 2, the winning answer.
So the golden answer that decided it all? Paisley Park. It's the famous name of the sprawling estate and studio where the legendary musician Prince worked, out in Chanhassen, Minnesota. If you're a real pop culture aficionado, especially with music royalty, this is a must-know landmark. It's this perfect little intersection of real estate and music history. That specific piece of trivia was the gatekeeper to victory here.
Which brings us to Section 3, the all-in strategies.
Now, the real question is how you handle that mathematical desperation when you're trailing. The AMC B-listers, starting with 5,200, knew they had to make a massive move, right? So they wagered all of it, every single point. And because they actually knew Paisley Park, they doubled up to 10,400 points, putting themselves right back in the mix. On the flip side, Anita and Erica also went for a huge risk, wagering almost everything. But unfortunately, they missed it. They dropped all the way down to a staggering one single point. I mean, they technically stayed in the positive, but wow, it is the ultimate real-time example of high-risk, high-reward gameplay. But honestly, even in the face of a crushing drop down to a single point on national television, you just have to appreciate the human element here. Anita and Erica's reaction on the broadcast was amazing. So close. No, but I love the positivity. Just happy to be here. It's just a wonderful, funny moment that reminds us that even when the game's math is totally brutal, the pop culture spirit is still just about having fun.
Next up, Section 4. The frontrunners stand strong.
Let's break down the calculated logic used by our leaders Jonathan and McShane. Step 1. They know they have that massive lead of 32,600. Step 2. They pull the pop culture knowledge and get Paisley Park right. But Step 3 is where the strategy is just brilliant. They wagered a very safe, calculated 7,400 points. They didn't let their egos take over. They didn't risk their whole bankroll to show off. They bet just enough to grow their lead significantly while totally protecting their dominant position just in case they got the trivia wrong. It's honestly a masterclass in game theory.
And that calculated risk pays off beautifully. They finished the round with a massive, incredibly satisfying 40,000 points. Just a perfectly even, dominant number to close things out.
Finally, Section 5, the future and Paul Rudd.
When you look at the raw math of this round altogether, it turns these abstract numbers into a really clear story of risk and reward. You've got the AMC B-listers risking it all to hit 10,400. You've got Anita and Erica's heartbreaking drop from nearly 10 grand down to 1. And then you have the surgical precision of Jonathan and McShane turning 32,600 into an even 40,000.
The contrast at the end is absolutely staggering. The sheer dominance of Jonathan and McShane is undeniable. You've got literally one single point on one side and a mountain of 40,000 on the other. It proves just how wildly fast fortunes can change and how wide that gap can get in a mere 60 seconds.
But here is the absolute kicker, and the reason all this intense strategy actually matters. Scores carry over. These final totals are going to be combined with the scores of their next show for the culmination of the tournament. This completely changes how you view Jonathan and McShane's conservative wager, right? They weren't just playing to win one isolated game. They were banking vital points for a much larger war. Every single point counts toward that final total.
Okay, before we wrap up our analysis, we have to acknowledge the total absurdity of this show. As the broadcast ends, the host delivers this completely out-of-nowhere sign-off. Every time you like and subscribe, a wrinkle is erased from Paul Rudd's face. Let's keep him young forever. It is a uniquely hilarious, deeply pop culture moment that perfectly caps off the quirky, fast-paced energy of the game we've been breaking down today.
So that leaves us with a massive question to chew on. With these huge scores carrying over to the next round, is a 40,000-point lead truly safe? Or does it just paint a massive target on Jonathan and McShane's backs for the next set of challengers? Game show dynamics are so incredibly unpredictable, and I, for one, cannot wait to see how the math plays out next time. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep analyzing, keep playing, and I'll see you on the next one.